Hey guys, this is Andy with InfiniGeek, and today we're going to build a gaming PC. As you can see, we got all the parts here finally. Been saving up and waiting for this for a long time. Finally got it all together around the Black Friday time frame, because lots of things go on sale around then. I would say that it's probably the best time to get parts for your gaming PC. But that's not necessarily true. Invaluable in this build was the subreddit build a PC sales. Checking out the sales there for a couple months, you're gonna kind of get a feel for what's a good deal, what's a bad deal. I went through some of the past couple of months on there, and I did find some potentially better deals than what you can get on Black Friday, but what I got, I'm happy with what I got. It's good deals all around. I'm going to leave links in the description to everything I talk about. I'll tally it all up at the end of the video and leave a tally of how much everything cost. But for now, I'm just going to go through and show each piece. Let's see, start off with these are the first two things that I ended up buying. I ended up seeing a good deal for this Samsung 850 EVO 1TB solid state drive. Saw a good deal for that. I believe I picked it up for around $220. So that's a little better than what you get it normally. After I picked that up, I saw another deal for i7 6700K Intel chip, and looking around at other people's builds, getting a good idea for everything. This is pretty much the standard that people are using for gaming. You really don't need anything more. I think a lot of people were using the i5 6600K or something like that. So it depends on your budget. I wanted to go ahead and go for this one. Let's see, one of the more recent things, this was the last thing I was waiting on, was a PSU power supply. This EVGA 750 G2 is a super good power supply. I ended up getting this one on sale for around $60. I couldn't pass that up, so I went ahead and got that. It's a modular power supply. I found in the Reddit while I was going around, I found the tier list, but some people say tier lists don't matter, some people say they do. This is a tier 1 PSU. Some of the other ones I was looking at, I almost got a CS850M from Corsair, and that was a good one, but it was down in like tier 3, and I didn't want to risk anything. You want to go all out with the power supply if you can, just to keep everything from shorting out, just jittering, or if you're overclocking, apparently a good PSU will serve you better than a not so good one. Alright, so moving on, I'll show you this one first. I got the Asus Z170E motherboard. I wanted the Z170A, but after doing some research I realized it really didn't matter. This one had everything that I needed, and I can overclock with this one. And it's a good budget board. I think I picked this one up for about $85 after mail-in rebate if you're into that sort of thing. This is the CryoRig H7. This is my CPU cooler. So this is going to keep this i7 nice and chilled out, hopefully. I was gonna go for the water cooling, but I did some research there, and for my purposes, I don't know if I'm gonna really overclock that much, and this should do just fine. It was a lot cheaper. It was like practically $30 as opposed to $100 almost for a water cooler. So also I didn't like the idea of putting water in my case. A lot of people don't like that idea either, but I don't think it really matters. As long as you keep an eye on things and you get a good brand. Corsair makes some good water coolers. I just didn't want to take the risk, and I didn't want to worry about it, so I just got the air cooler. Moving on to the RAM, I got I got 32 gigabytes, two 16 gigabyte sticks of the Vengeance LPX RAM. I hear this is really good RAM, DDR4, 3200 megahertz. I get a good deal on that, I think. Just because the RAM's so expensive now, all the RAM is pretty expensive, so I went ahead and got the best that I thought that I could. Let's see, so this is the star of the show. I didn't go for the 1080, I went for the GeForce GTX 1070 Superclocked by EVGA. I got this off Jet. Jet sent, they had a good deal on these things. I got it for 359 bucks. I think that's a pretty good deal. I could have maybe gotten a better deal. I saw some people were getting some crazy deals from a glitch. They were getting 1080s for the same price as a 1070, but I was not the lucky one to get that. So I went ahead and got this because realistically the 1080 is about $200 more, and you only get about a 20% performance increase over the 1070. So for now, I'm just going with this, and I'm not going to worry about spending the extra money for the 20% that I'm probably not going to really see or enjoy. Other than that, I got this HGST 3TB drive for 59 bucks. It's refurbished, but these enterprise drives are supposed to be really good, and that was a good price for 3 terabytes, I think. I was gonna just stick with the 1 terabyte solid state, but I figured I'd pick this up since it was so cheap. Then I got a DVD burner from Asus, just cheap little $20 whatever, off Newegg. A lot of these things I got off Newegg because Newegg, for me, had the best prices. I couldn't find anything that would match it. And a couple of times I did see Amazon had this cheaper, but I got on chat with Newegg and they gave me the difference in a gift card, which I used on some of this other stuff. So Newegg is the way to go, I believe. Except for this one. I got this on Jet, and this power supply I got on Jet. That's the first two things I've ever bought on Jet. So far so good, good experience. So now I just gotta see if they're gonna work. So I'm gonna put all this stuff together, and then I'm gonna get on another video and just show you guys the finished build. Maybe give a little more insight onto these pieces, since I really didn't have too much information to go on. I've never used a lot of this stuff before. I really want to see how this cooler performs. This solid state drive, supposedly the best deal on this is the Crucial MX300. I believe I could have got a 750 gig for $100. That would have saved some money there, but I went ahead and went with the Samsung because I've had them before. Let me grab the case. That's the last piece. Alright, this is the last piece. This is the Corsair Carbide Series Air 540. So, it's a big case. I'll show it to you in detail when I get it all together. And so that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see the finished build. And if you have any questions about these, let me know. Like I said, I put links in the description, some tips, and just the final price. I'll put the final price in the description. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next video. And yes, I realized my head was cut off that entire time.